Well, end of another hard day of hunting. Had birds gobbled to me this morning, but flew down, got hooked up with hens. Couldn't get them away. They were up on private property. And so I stayed down there for a while and came back up here. Dodd cooked us a good lunch, kind of like a chicken and beans and peppers and onions dish that was very good. And then we headed out. I went and sat where I've been seeing a lot of turkey sign. And about 4 o'clock, I had a gobble from up there on private property again. And it was the only gobble I got. Talked to hens. Dodd went up the road about 2 miles and he saw some hens, and he said he saw the most turkey sign he's seen since he's been in New Mexico. So is what I'm going to try to do is we're going to go up there before sunup in the morning and hopefully find us one. I don't know if we will or not. I hope we do. Tomorrow's my last day hunting. I've got to start making my way back to Georgia mid-afternoon tomorrow. I've got work Monday morning starting bright and early court, so I ain't going to be able to rush it and try to get in Sunday evening. I'm going to take 2.5 days or so to get across country, as opposed to 1.5 like I made it out here on. And hopefully I'll end up in a part of Louisiana where I can get some crawfish. But I don't know. It's not a requirement. It would be a nice finishing touch, because I love crawfish. If you know me, you know that. But maybe we'll tag out tomorrow. On the bright side, the success ratio on public land turkeys in New Mexico's just at 20%. And that's for people that hunted all season long. I've talked to some Carolina hunters, and they were up for the earliest time they've ever come up here to turkey hunt. And they were saying that they haven't been getting the birds either, that they're staying henned up. They did tag out one yesterday morning out of a pretty large group of boys that come over from North Carolina every year to hunt here. And he was talking about towards later in the season when they normally come, the birds ain't all henned up and they come running to the calls. So that might be my plan next year, is to not be over here for opening weekend, but for a weekend or two after opening. Well, openers never on the weekend here, unless the 15th falls on the weekend. But and come over and maybe hunt the second week of the season or the third week of the season next year, and I might not get caught up with snow and all the other fun weather anomalies that we've been dealing with this trip. But who knows, I might tag out tomorrow and it won't be a hard necessity for me, because Merriam's is what I need. I need a public land Merriam's to complete my trifecta, or a public land slam. And I'll only hunt them in areas where they are historically from, not a lot of these stocked birds like they got in Nebraska or the Dakotas, but birds that genetically are in tune to where I'm at. So I'm tired. Been hunting hard all week, and my fat old self is getting beat up. I've dealt with altitude sickness. I've dealt with freezing to death. I've dealt with burning heat. This morning when I went out, I didn't wear a jacket because the forecast didn't say it was going to be low, but it was in the 20s when I went out this morning. Thought I was going to have frostbite on the tips of my fingers, but, sitting still for a couple hours in the dawn chill But in any event, y'all have a good evening. I'll talk at you later.